I was a little child when I went to a park with some people from my church. My father was the church's minister, and we were there to have a cookout. We may have also been camping there. It was afternoon, and everyone was busy preparing for either lunch or dinner. I decided to walk, but I knew I was too young and needed someone to accompany me. I asked my father, who was busy preparing the grill, and some other people there, but they too were busy. I even asked the shepherds a couple my parents liked and whose home I had often visited. The wife was a talented artist who enjoyed carving things from boards. I have a large foot and whale that she carved, which I inherited from my father. She gave me great confidence in my artistic talent when one evening, while at her home, she asked the adults if anyone could draw her a frog. When no one showed interest or volunteered to do so, I sat at a small table in her kitchen, drew one, and left it there. Later, she found the drawing and excitedly asked who had drawn the frog. It was just what she was looking for. This incident boosted my confidence and taught me the value of my unique skills and the importance of sharing them with others. I think she was busy carving a piece that day at the park, and neither she nor her husband could go for a walk with me. Feeling rejected by everyone, even the shepherds, I left my church family and ventured out alone. I started walking along a paved pathway with tall grasses on either side. But at some point, I must have been tempted to stray from the established path and wander into the woods. I can't recall what drew me there, but I remember reaching a dark and sparsely vegetated area, except for the trees. A boulder field lay among the trees, and I felt a deep sense of fear and isolation. So I found a large rock, clung to it, and wept. I was lost. The road was a short distance away through the woods, and I could see cars passing by sporadically. I couldn't figure out where I was or how to get back. I was overwhelmed with sadness. Why hadn't anyone come with me when I asked? Why did I think I could do it on my own? How had I left the path and ended up in a dark place in the woods? My eyes were full of tears, and my heart was full of regret as I sat on the rock crying. Then, my father, the one I always looked up to for guidance and comfort, came to me, pulled me up, and carried me back home. I recall this event in my life with fondness now. My father passed away in 2022, but even before his passing, this event always served as a parable for traveling through our lives. It taught me the importance of seeking guidance, the dangers of straying from the path, and the comfort of being found. I'm happy I could share it with him during one of our many phone conversations because it has personal and religious meaning to me. Life is a journey. We travel the pathways and roads of life, sometimes with other travelers and occasionally alone. Many of the trails we travel are clear, well-worn, and well-marked. However, the terrain can sometimes be rocky and challenging due to hills, valleys, and occasional mud and water puddles. Sometimes, we go astray or are led astray and end up in places we didn't intend to be. It can be scary to be alone in such a place. Most people are inclined or encouraged to take the well-worn path, the paved walkway, or the marked trail. However, we can experience life differently when we go outside the established boundaries set for us, but we can also get lost or put ourselves in danger. The day I took my walk, I left my church family behind. People I knew, respected, and admired couldn't take the time to walk with me. Even the shepherds let one of the flock get away from them and wander potentially into danger. It wasn't their fault. They had their things to do. I wanted to do my own thing, and with or without them, I would do it. Young children like to assert their independence when given the opportunity. In God's eyes, we are all little children, asserting our independence and showing we can do things our way. As young as I was at the time, that day's trauma made its details memorable. The path was wide and paved. I assume it had a beginning and an end. I could have walked until I came to a playground, and then my father would have found me happily playing on the swings or the slide. It would have been a much happier story, and probably an incident I would have forgotten. We are in a search for happiness in life. We're all trying to reach a happier place, aren't we? Something happened to take me off that path. Was I startled by something on or off the path that made me go off course? Was I so bold to explore beyond the established path? Did I see something so enticing that I had to change direction and chance not knowing how to get back? I got lost again a few years ago on a less traveled trail in a local park. I walked through the woods to a vast dune, but once I had explored it, I couldn't find the narrow opening that had led me to it. I walked for quite some time, knowing approximately where I was, but without knowing how to return to the trail that had taken me there. I knew dehydration could confuse me without water on a hot day, so I had to stay calm and think logically. Retracing my steps without panicking, I returned to the original path. I was relieved to have found something familiar and know where I was going again. In this instance, I couldn't give up and had no reason to give up and wait for rescue. The rock I found that day can symbolize many things. For some, the rock is that trusted person you can always count on for sound advice or a place of refuge you go back to in times of struggle. The rock can also be your true nature, your beliefs, your core values, who you authentically are, and the dreams you've always held for yourself and your life. For me, the rock was finding hope in Jesus. Like the old hymn, "On Christ the solid rock I stand," this is where I needed to go to find rescue. Psalm 61:2 says that when your heart is faint, cry out from the ends of the earth and be led to the rock. I don't know if I shouted out, I think I just cried, but in the end, my Father, symbolic of the Heavenly Father, came, took me up, and carried me back to safety. When this journey through life is complete, God will take you up and carry you home to find eternal rest and safety in His kingdom. I pray that you will stay strong in your journey to avoid getting lost when the pathways become unclear and help others find their way when they struggle. Know that just as a little child has a watchful parent, we too have our Heavenly Father to watch over us, ready to help when we cry out to Him. I hope this story has been a blessing to you, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please like it and share it with a friend. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Until next time, God bless you.